Hey guys, this is Elena Seungeun Lee from We Learn to Share. Welcome to the video of AP Latin. In this video, we're going to go over Virgil's Aeneid, Book 2, from line 268 to 280. So, in this particular section of Virgil's Aeneid, you're going to see that Aeneas dreams of Hector, which was Troy's greatest hero and who was also killed by Achilles. And Aeneas seems really confused because Hector would appear to him in his dream and urges him to flee from the doomed city and to rescue the paternal gods from destruction. Okay, so let's look at erat. So it was tempus, the time. Quo, when the prima quies, the first quiet incipit begins for mortalibus aegres, for the wretched mortals, or the tired men. And you can see that serpit over here, the verb, right? And it creeps up. Gratissima, superlative, right? Most pleasing. And you should also have dative with this. So you're going to have dono, right, as dative. Most pleasing to the gift, the womb of the gods. So basically, if someone asks you what time of this is that it's when the first rest begins, when the first quiet begins, and when sleep is very pleasing for the people, right? Because basically the Trojans thought that they won these war, and so they're really happy. And then let's go on to the next line. It says in somnis, so in their sleeps, in the sleep you have eke, look, ante, before, meus oculus, my eyes. You have maestissimus Hector, right? The miserable, most miserable superlative, the very, very sad Hector, visus, seem, adesse, seemed to be present, mihi, dative, to me, and effundere, to pour out, largos fletus, abundant tears. So after Hector appeared in the sleep, it seems like he's crying, right? Because he's effundere, pouring out abundant tears. And you have raptatus vigis, right? Ut quondam. So you can say that quondam over here is once, and raptatus, having been dragged, vigis, by 2 horse chariots. Because as you remember, Hector was, snatched by a chariot, right? Achilles, after he was stunned, and he was dragged, around the citadels, right? So, and then you would have Currento, plural, going together, and also pedes, two mentis, going together. So you're gonna have and you have again like once, like having been dragged by 2 horses, 2 horse chariots, and you have ater, dark, right? Cruento plurere, with bloody dust, and trajectus, having pierced Laura, the throng, per through the swelling feet. So you have triactus over here as your Greek middle voice, and so you have Laura, the throng, as a accusative of respect. So that's why you have and having pierced the throng. And in perque peres triactus Laura tormentis, it means that the thongs pierced through his swollen feet, and this is also Greek accusative of respect. And then if you go down, you have a mihi, whoa, right? Mihi, to me. Qualis of such sort erat was Hector to me. How much, right? Quantum, how much changed? Quantum mutatus, how much changed ab illo Hector, from that Hector? Qui, meaning Hector, who, read it, returns inductus, having put on the exuvias Achilles, on the booties of Achilles, well, or in inoculatus, or having hurled the danum pupibis, and you're gonna have Pyrrhus ignis going together, or having the Trojan fires, the Pyrrhus ignis, unto pupis, the ships of the Greeks. So over here you have ab first, right, as your ablative, and then mihi is dative of reference, right, to me. And exokias over here is basically booties, accusative object of inductus, right, having put on. And then you also have in which is also Greek middle voice, and then the accusative respect is basically inductus. And then danum pupibus is dative of direction or reference. So Virgil refers to battle around the Greek ships described in Iliad 15. And when the Trojans under Hector almost captured the Greek camp and set fire to several of the camps. And you have mutatus, inductus, and acculus as perfect participles. And pupibus could also be synecdoche because even if it means stern in dictionary, it kind of symbolizes, it kind of infers to the whole ships being burnt. And then so what's going on over here is that basically Aeneas is remembering Hector as really brave and right who put on Achilles' armor after killing who put on Achilles' armor right after killing Patroclus, who was Achilles' best friend, and having flung the Trojan fires into the ships of the Greeks when he hurled fire on the Greek ships. So basically he was saying, oh, like Hector, whom I remember, is so brave and so great, but what is wrong with you, right? What's going on? Why are you crying? Why are you looking so miserable? And now let's move on to the next line. It says squalentem barbum goes together, and then basically vulnera and plurima goes together, and you're also going to have circum muros patros going together. So you're gonna say and squalentum barbum, right? His beard was ragged and sancrinis, and his hair concretos maddened sanguina with blood. Gerens bearing illa those plurima vulnera, very many wounds, which right accepit he received being dragged circum around homeland walls by Achilles. So you can say that circum muros patros the three are hyperbatons, and concretos right matins is basically perfect participle, and also squalentem over here racked, and gerens over here bearing is both present participles. And yeah, so let's go over what we have translated together today. So we have tempus erat. It was the time when the first quiets begins for the wretched mortals, the tired men, and it creeps, serpent. It creeps up, the most pleasing to the gifts of the gods. Then you have in their sleeps, look, before my eyes, the very miserable Hector seemed to be present to me, and to pour out our abundant tears. And once, having been dragged by the two-horse chariots, Achilles, right, and dark with bloody dust, and having pierced the throng through the swelling feet. Woe to me, of such sort was he. How much changed from that Hector, who returns having put on the booties of Achilles, or having hurled the Trojan fires onto the ships of the Greeks. His beard was ragged, and his hair maddened with blood, bearing those very many wounds which he had received being dragged around homeland walls. Okay, so that'll be the end of the video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.